Kaylee Macklin at the Colonial news station. After the war with France, some of the soldiers are refusing to leave for the colonies. In other news, the King of Britain is raising taxes for payment.
I'm Hunter Steers, reporting to you live. The British government emerged from the 7 Years' War, burdened by heavy debts. Enforcement of these duties had government in serve to increase the taxes paid by the colonists.
Good morning, this is Thomas Smith reporting for 13 Colonial News. British military presence and control also regulate the trade by efficiently closing the illegal trade routes.
This is Cody Vance. Like the Sugar Act was also known as the American Revenue Act. The American Duties Act was a revenue-raising act passed by the Parliament of Great Britain in April 5th, 1764.
Hello, my name is Xavier Torres with 13 Colonial News. I'm reporting to you live with an important news flash. Recently, there has been a massive output of a new method of promoting political causes. This method of political promotion has been given the name propaganda, thanks to the creativity of Patrick Henry and James Otis S. Book combined the colonies and helped us unite as one.
Where 9 British soldiers killed 5 unarmed colonists and wounded 6. 2 of the colonists were pronounced dead on the scene, and 3 others were pronounced dead at the hospital. The names of the dead have not been released yet to the public by the authorities. The 9 British soldiers have been arrested and taken into custody, and trial dates will be released soon. The attack on the colonists happened after the soldiers said the colonists were making fun of them and throwing things at them. Witnesses say the colonists were no threat to the soldiers, and there was no need for the murders. This is said to be the start of a big war between Britain and English.
Last night, over 100 men known as the Sons of Liberty acted in defiance against the recently put out Tea Act. They raided 3 ships carrying tea in the harbor dressed as Indians. The men threw 342 boxes of tea directly from the ships into the harbor. This act of defiance has cost Britain thousands. The harbor smells very strongly of tea, reminding everyone of last night's actions. Britain, it seems, plans to close down the Boston Harbor until all 342 boxes of tea are paid for, and many colonists are upset over this. Tensions are rising between Britain and the colonies, and it seems that the Boston Tea Party will spark a revolution.
This is Zev Smith reporting to you from 13 Colonial News Station. The Continental Congress is the formal means by which the American government fights back against the British rule. The Congress balances the interests of different colonies and also establishes itself as the official colonial liaison with Great Britain. Thanks for watching. Stay classy, America.
The Colony Army was formed after the outbreak of the American Army was made up of local.
Drafted on July 5th by the Second Continental Congress. This would represent the last attempt by the Moderate Party in North America to avoid war.
Things are tense here in Boston as the wake of clashes between British regulars and Massachusetts militia in Lexington and Concord. The militia has affected us by reforming a signal service and keeping loyalists in line, thus handing over control of countryside to the Patriot forces.
Today I will be talking about the men who are ready and no time to fight. They were the first ones to fight the Revolutionary War that started today. These men give us protection. Let's give them a moment of silence. That is all for me today. See you next time on 13 Colonial News.
And I have an announcement to make to all you Patriots fans. They have a new announcement on the Boston Tea Party, which Christina had talked to you about earlier. So go Patriots. Anyway, here's all to you women who want to fight. You are now allowed to become a Patriot. Sign-up sheets are unavailable and neither is training, so good luck. You're going to need it. Another famous Patriot is Paul Revere.
British are coming, the British are coming.
Breaking news coming from Candidate Vickery, reporter for 13 Colonial News. I am right outside the North Bridge in Concord, Massachusetts, where the first shot has gone off and the war has begun. There's approximately 70 Minutemen and about 400 to 500 British soldiers. The British soldiers say they were searching for ammunition stockpiles in Lexington and Concord before engaging in the brief battle that is now taking place. Neither Minutemen or British soldiers know who actually fired the shot heard around the world.
Thanks, candidate. New information on the battles of Lexington and Concord. 9 of us were killed, 39 were wounded, and 5 are missing. And you're going to cheer for this. The British, 73 were killed, 174 were wounded, and 26 were missing.
This is Isaac Turner reporting live in Boston. Paul Revere is an American silversmith, engraver, and early manufacturer. Now becomes a patriot. Revere just won his role in history and legend by making a midnight ride to Lexington, Concord, to warn the Patriots of the British advancement from Boston. Now to the weather. So today is going to be around 79 degrees and cloudy with a chance of British.
This is T.J. Lawler. On June 17, 1775, in the Revolutionary War, the British defeated the Americans at the Battle of Bunker Hill in Massachusetts. Despite their loss, the inexperienced colonial forces inflicted significant casualties against the enemy, and the battle provided them with an important confidence boost. Although commonly referred to as the Battle of Bunker Hill, most of the fighting occurred on nearby Breeds Hill.
The latest scoop on Thomas Jefferson, which appears has quite the commotion going on with him. Before anything, he was a lawyer. He became a member of Virginia House of Burgesses from 1769 to 1774. He is also known as the author of a famous document you might be known the Declaration of Independence.
This is also reported from 13 Colonial News, King George News Alert. He pushed the British to victory in the 7 Years' War, but is he still a great king? He began raising taxes and taxing everything because he's in debt. The Loyalists didn't want independence because they wanted to remain loyal.
Earlier this month, Thomas Jefferson wrote this document stating that we are no longer willing to be subjects of the king. This has a huge impact as we no longer have any backup from Britain to fight our wars with us.